Hey guys, so today we are going to be doing a video lesson over topographic maps. We have been learning about the theory of plate tectonics and the movement of the plates on the Earth's asthenosphere. And so you guys learned about how since everything is moving, there's constant land features that are changing, whether it be mountains being formed or volcanic ridges or deep sea trenches. What have you. And so because of these land features, we need to have a way to map this. So what we use are called topographic maps. So that's what we're going to be learning about today. Make sure you have this paper handy because this is what you're going to use to take your notes on. Okay, so a topographic map is a map that shows surface features of the Earth. Topographic maps show both natural features such as rivers, lakes, and mountains, and features made by humans like cities and roads. Topographic maps show the elevation of the land. The elevation at sea level is 0. So let's make sure we get this written down. Topographic maps show natural and man-made surface features. The word elevation describes the distance of the land above sea level, and sea level elevation is 0. So now that you've seen what a topographic map looks like, I want to kind of look at a simpler example so we can take a look at how exactly do we read these maps. Okay, let's take a look at this section of a topographic map. Every line that you see, this is called a contour line. Contour lines connect points of equal elevation. Now, there's not an elevation number on every line. Okay, you only see the numbers next to these darker bolded lines. These lines are called an index contour. So this is the darker line with the actual elevation written next to it. It's usually every 5th line. So what you will need to be able to figure out is what the contour interval is. What is the difference in elevation from one contour line to the next? So let's take a look at this map and see if we can figure it out. So the difference in 800 and 700 is 100. And there's 5 lines. So if you divide 100 by 5, you get 20. So the distance and elevation from each contour line is 20. Now, if we're looking at a map from the U.S. Ground Services, meaning it's from somewhere in the United States, they're measured in feet. If you need to pause the video to go ahead and take notes, now would be a great time to do that. Besides knowing about the contour lines and contour intervals, whenever you're reading a topographic map, you may also really want to pay attention to the symbols. There may be a legend at the bottom of the map, and we'll take a look at an example of that. But you may also want to pay attention to the color. Now, of course, on our unit tests, a lot of the stuff we do is in black and white. But not all topographic maps are in black and white. In fact, they use color to help you kind of identify different things, and we'll take a look at an example of that. So here's an example of a map that also has a legend showing different symbols of features on the map. And our next map here actually uses color. So you can see the green is showing wooded areas and blue would represent the river. Now, some topographic maps use color to represent height and actually don't use contour lines. So let's just take another moment to pause and make sure that we're getting our notes taken. So the last thing I want to share with you are just some tips, some rules about contour maps. The first rule is contour lines will never cross. The second rule is that the closer contour lines are together, the steeper the land is. The further the contour lines are apart, the flatter the land is. The third rule is if you ever see a valley or a stream, the contour lines are going to be V-shaped, but the V would be pointing up, and I'll show you an example of this. And the fourth rule is that contour lines that close formed circles, those are showing the top of a hill. And if you ever see those closed circles with little lines going down inside, that's what's called a depression. Depression just means that the hill kind of goes back down. So maybe a lake was there, or it's the top of a volcano. So looking at the map, let's run through the rules again. So look at the map. Notice the lines never cross. Okay. Look for an area where the lines are really close together. Okay, now find an area where the lines are further apart from one another. Remember, the further apart the lines, the flatter the land is going to be. The closer together, the steeper it is. Also, if you look over towards the left of the map, you can see that there's a stream, okay? And it kind of uses, you see the word spring around it, okay? See how you see the V's going up? That's showing where erosion is occurring because of that stream running through it. So you can always tell where a valley or stream is because of that V shape. Okay, also see if you can find the top of a hill. What do we show the top of a hill with? Top of a hill or mountain? That's right, a circle. Okay, when the circle becomes enclosed, that's when you know that you're seeing a hilltop or a mountaintop. So let's take a minute to make sure we get our notes taken again. We're almost done. When you finish with this, I want you to go over to the visuals and pictures part of your note. Read the directions there, so you need to complete that before you come to class. And also you're going to go down and do your summary, kind of summarizing everything that you learned about topographic maps, reading them, and the golden rules. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.